All right, a couple things we're watching here this morning. First up, Macy's shares are soaring right now after the department store retailer beat on earnings in the third quarter and raised its full-year profit guidance. The company said it's in a better position with its inventory in that it will be able to maintain its prices. And at least for Macy's, this seems to be an inventory story. And I made a comment in our Slack channels this morning that Macy's enters the season, at least in terms of mall-based retailers, with perhaps the best inventory position, only up 4% year over year. Double-digit increases in inventory have been the norm for retailers over the past 2 quarters. Macy's, early in the spring, they started marking down a lot of goods, cleared out a lot of inventory, cut a lot of orders from the likes of a VF Corp, PVH, and Ralph Lauren. So I think that's why they enter into this holiday season with a clean inventory position. I'm critical of Macy's, but I have to tip my hat here. This is a good place for them to be right now.
I'm still going to be critical because here's the thing. This also is on the back of a lot of those same manufacturers saying that we're no longer going to sell into Macy's as well. So part of it is the inventory management on your side of the people that are still, or the companies that are still selling through Macy's, and look at them and see that wholesale partnership as critical to their business. And it's a larger question of how much staying power some of those brands have as well. But then additionally for Macy's, it is, yes, a larger question of, for the inventory that they do have, especially this holiday season, where within those doors and the foot traffic that they see is there strength. And it is strength among Bloomingdale's and Bluemercury. They pointed that out. You're seeing that on your screen. More affluent consumer there. That passed through to Macy's as well in this quarter, and that's exactly what's showing up. We'll see if that carries through for the holiday season.
Yeah, it's true. Bloomingdale's comp sales were up by 5.3% on an owned basis, whereas the Macy's stores saw comps down across the board, right? And the big question I think remains, whether you're talking about Macy's or any of these guys, is yes, they're in a good position on a relative basis, but if it's still all about discounting, Macy's seems to have managed decently through this. They even raised their profit forecast for the year, not just sales. So they're doing this without, it seems, at the expense of margins. But not just for Macy's, for the industry broadly. How long are these promotions going to last? And what effect is it going to have on the various retailers?
Yeah, and I also think there was an element of just cleverness by the Macy's team. Of course, CEO Jeff Jeanette has been there for a while, but new CFO in the helm. And I think they came out earlier in this year and really took a somber tone in terms of guidance. They weren't as optimistic as many other retailers that have now had to come out and cut guidance, like a Target, of course, warned early in the week yet again. I think this is them beating their own lowered expectations rather than Macy's blowing off the roof off the car here. I mean, same-store sales, comparable sales were still down 3.1% year over year. That is not, by any stretch of the imagination, a great quarter for this company. And then Kohl's, of course, just another disaster.